Alexander Thomson was one of the most famous Scottish architects of the Victorian era. He got his nickname Alexander Greek Thomson for his design of neoclassical style buildings, from tenements to warehouses and villas. His distinct style has helped shape Glasgow to become a city rich for its wondrous architecture. Thomson moved to Glasgow with his family after the death of his father in 1824. His drawing skills were first noticed when he worked in a lawyer's office by another Scottish architect, Robert Foote. Foote had a keen eye for artistic talent, so offered Thomson an apprenticeship. Modern for his time, Thomson's work was influenced by the ancient temples of Greece and Egypt, yet his buildings were sustainable by his use of geometric shapes and patterns. Despite being heavily influenced by such exotic scenes, Thomson never stepped foot out of Britain. His works was most certainly inspired by Scottish artist David Roberts, who painted ancient Egyptian scenery. A great example of Thomson's distinctive style is St Vincent Street Church. Built in 1859, it illustrates Thomson's love for Greek architecture and wouldn't look completely out of place in the Acropolis of Athens. Many of Thomson's buildings still survive today, but some, unfortunately, have been destroyed or fallen into disrepair, such as Queen's Park Church, bombed during the Second World War. Other buildings, such as the Egyptian halls, have been desolate for years and in desperate need of repair. One of his finest creations has to be Homewood House. This exotic villa was built in 1858 for paper mill owner James Cooper, who was eager for a home with a unique design, so he commissioned Thomson. Originally elaborate, Homewood House was like a modern palace with Thomson's neoclassical twist. Its interior, also designed by Thomson, was just as impressive, with a large frieze depicting scenes from Homer's Iliad. The Grosvenor building, which faces the entrance of Central Station, was also one of Thomson's designs. Built in 1862, it had to be restored after a fire. Thomson used horizontal lines in many of his designs, and the Greek motif can be seen in most of his work. However, in 1907, a Baroque extension was added to give Glasgow more office space, but as it's not in Thomson's style, it seems a little out of place. Thomson had given many lectures on how the design, which incorporated the Greek style and columns rather than arches, were vastly superior and more suited to the modern times, stating,
"The mysterious power of the horizontal element in carrying the mind away into space and into speculation upon infinity."
Thomson died in 1875 in his home at No. 1 Murray Place. It's a two-storey terrace, which was unusual for its time and has the classical motifs for which he was famous. It has been described as the finest of all Grecian terraces. Thomson's neoclassical inspired designs have reserved him a place in history as being one of Scotland's greatest visionaries.